In 1994, after a 6.7 magnitude earthquake disturbed the residents of Los Angeles, people rang 911 about a large, eerie cloud overhead. Why did operators tell callers there was nothing to worry about? And one more time, in 1994, after a 6.7 magnitude earthquake disturbed the residents of Los Angeles, people rang 911 about a large, eerie cloud overhead. Why did operators tell callers there was nothing to worry about?
They were covering up for the truth, Tom, which was that alien invasion was happening.
They were the cloud seeders.
Right, it wasn't because there wasn't anything to worry about, it's because they didn't want the people to know.
Yeah, you say earthquake like it wasn't the tremors of an alien spaceship crashing into California, Tom.
The kaiju were rising, Tom.
Way to be on the side of the government, Tom. We're here for freedom.
I'll update the question. What was the official explanation for why operators told callers that there was nothing to worry about?
Because there wasn't. The end. It was fine. It was a cloud.
It was just a normal cloud.
It was just a cloud.
Just a cloud, Tom. It was slightly rainy. I know Californians don't know what the rain looks like, but they got too excited.
I have three initial thoughts here. One is I have no idea what a 6.7 magnitude earthquake is like, whether that's a bad one or a really bad one or...
Bad, but not devastating.
Right, okay. The two thoughts that occurred to me was, number one, it could be a perfectly innocuous cloud, like, a sugar factory that got shaken up so much that it released a big cloud of icing sugar into the sky and it was absolutely fine.
What a whimsical world.
I know.
That's so
just candy floss everywhere. And number two is that I don't know how this would happen, but somehow the earthquake had caused the top bit of everyone's windows to be clouded. And that was what they were seeing. And they were all looking out the window and going, oh, there's a big cloud up there. And it wasn't. But those are obviously both wrong.
Yeah, because you're right. Like the explanation for why they said there was nothing to worry about is pretty much just probably there was nothing to worry about. It was a cloud. So maybe the question is, why would you get a cloud after an earthquake? Like,
why would you get a cloud after an earthquake? Yes, that's what you'd hone in on there.
Sugar factory.
It's the sugar factory.
Is it? I mean, if it's could there have been like volcanic questions? I'm like, are those things connected?
That's what they're called. Yeah.
The cloud from a volcano that could have been like activated by the tectonic plates moving around. I did not even do GCSE geography. This might be not how nature works.
They're definitely related. Like earthquakes and volcanoes are the same bit of science. But if there isn't already a volcano somewhere, can you just get one? Like, I guess you could open a crack and...
Only in a disaster movie from the mid-2000s, I think. I don't think there's much chance of an actual volcano.
Yeah, so entirely possible and very realistic.
Yeah, entirely, yeah.
Just like that documentary 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember when it was like that in 2012? God, it's so weird.
I know.
Is it? So when we say a cloud that they were seeing, I'm also assuming that it wasn't like a naturally formed water vapor in the air, water cycle situation, and it was some kind of...
That is a fair assumption. They were seeing something that was not actually a cloud.
And not powdered sugar.
Definitely not powdered sugar, no.
Not spontaneous window frosting.
Not spontaneous window frosting. Okay.
We were so close to that one.
Which is also what you get if there was too much icing sugar in the air, so...
It's true.
The top of everyone's sunglasses was somehow damaged by the earthquake.
And it is California. They're all wearing sunglasses.
I mean, it also can't be something like some kind of horrendous gas leak, because then I feel like they'd be like, there actually is something to worry about. There's a gas leak. So it's not something like that.
I also have an image of like, you know, when there are wildfires or bushfires, and they'll just like try and drop water from planes. They'll fly them over and they'll just drop water, and so you might get like. So I wonder if could it also be the remnant of an emergency response? Someone is like, "Don't worry, the cloud's good. We made the cloud. It's a good cloud. It's working for us. Leave the cloud alone."
There was even less to worry about than that. The earthquake had caused something else to happen.
Was it birds?
Birds are a cloud?
Birds are a cloud.
We just said take that one just out of context. Just park that over there.
Everybody called 911. They said, 911, I can't hear bird sounds anymore. I need you to come and install a new loudspeaker to play bird sounds into my ears. This is terrible.
Now, It's not that, but this is Los Angeles.
Right.
So they're not used to having that many bird sounds around in Los Angeles. There's different noises, different things that you expect to see there.
Is it something to do with the Hollywood movie industry special effects stuff?
All the actors got flung into the air and they formed a cloud of talent rising above Los Angeles. Underpaid talent, I think. The writers too.
I did say disturbed in the question. The earthquake disturbed the residents of Los Angeles, which kind of implies something we haven't quite told you here with that.
I mean, when you say disturbed, you mean like quite deeply upset?
Or just like, oh, that's a noise.
Yeah.
That's
How do you
bothering
get
me.
disturbed by an earthquake other than just like being
like
quaked.
literally there's been an earthquake.
Yeah, and things fall and you hurt yourself and a building collapses and everyone's really worried. I can't believe Tom's making light of this terrible situation.
And also not giving us any clues.
People were saying it was a large, glowing cloud overhead.
They thought it was a nuclear attack. They saw a big cloud and the ground shook and they were like, oh no, we're being attacked.
A glow stick factory.
A glow.
I'm just going to continue listing types of factory.
Yeah. Because everyone knows after an earthquake, whatever has been disturbed floats into the air and forms a cloud.
Yeah.
Flies into the... Exactly. This is basic physics.
Have a think about Los Angeles and the weather there and everything. Why would you look up in the sky and think something might be glowing?
West Coast, sun sets over the ocean, makes stuff glow.
Is it just like sunlight coming through like some regular clouds?
Dust, just debris and dust.
Oh, we've been a real jerk about this question. You're assuming that the sun was out.
Oh.
It was nighttime?
It was nighttime. That's why the residents were disturbed, and that's why they thought the cloud was glowing. If you're in the middle of the day and you look up and you're not going to describe anything as glowing, you're just going to see it.
It's like the angle of it's high enough that the sun has set below the horizon, but not for the cloud, and it comes up at an angle and lights up the cloud, and they go, "Whoa, look at that! It's glowing."
I feel like the earthquake has become less relevant now.
Who needs an earthquake? It's all about the sun.
So yeah, after an earthquake disturbed the sleep of the residents of Los Angeles.
Right.
Why did they call 911 and report an eerie glowing cloud overhead?
So they're not normally awake at that time of night. Is this some kind of like Hollywood studio like big lamp thing that like like they have the bat signal or whatever? I don't know how America works.
It was Batman.
Katie, and I mean this as a clue, you could not be further from the truth.
Was there just a blackout and they were like, stars? The Milky Way! Look at that Milky Way! For the first time in their lives?
Exactly right. It was the Milky Way because the earthquake had knocked out the power. All the lights were off and the residents were like, there is an eerie glowing cloud in the sky. That's why it was Los Angeles.
That's what that guy from Canada was doing. No.
I know, right?
I just want you to see the stars!
Yeah.
That is wild.
That tracks.
That's beautiful.
So yes, in 1994, after an earthquake at night, 911 operators in Los Angeles had to reassure residents that it's okay, that's just the Milky Way.